But I mean, when you go alone and you have plenty of time, you can spend time, remember, be in akhirah and trying to connect to the akhirah, the real home. But this was only to introduce you and give you permission and methodology so that you can do from your point of view. Otherwise, it can be opened and anyone in without the lataif for anyone, but just standing here now, it can be open. But that will be with someone else's, actually, you may say, power or anything. But we try to teach people that they also develop this ability. They are not reliant upon other people, because that can happen one time and then it's gone. You don't have that. But the way which you are being taught, it stays permanently, meaning actually wherever you will go, and inshallah, slowly. And as you know, there's no science or course in the world and thing that we just even simple think as what can be more simple than learning bicycle to run a bicycle to cycle. But that also with one lesson, okay, you can do a little bit. But if you know the principle, swimming things actually, and this, alhamdulillah, is although a big great thing, but it is more easier than that, actually, really, if person puts effort into it. So now, because the time of Asr is also approaching, we have about maybe 20-25 minutes. So we'll, inshallah, as I said, that you come on this retreat, and the part when you benefit, we know, is when you achieve. If I say I have drank milk today, I have drank fruit today, that's good for me, it's getting in my stomach. But I want you to drink, you to eat. And that part is when you mention what you are actually receiving or not receiving, because then things can be fixed or you can be guided otherwise, and you can go further. As I said, this is not actually something that which is owned by someone. Every human being has this ability, and they have been given this chance to make their life here for after. So we should share the message of Islam, as I mentioned, in different dimensions. Some people will understand knowledge of Islam. Some people, you can mention believing in Islam, for some people practicing Islam. Some are so different, people are at different level. So anyway, we start from the right, and inshallah, and actually give few people opportunity, especially those who have come first time in this graveyard ever, and others. Come to the mic and do not be hesitant. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Which town are you from?
I'm from Oldham.
Oldham, okay, mashallah. Yeah.
See, my experience was as I was.
Did you go to a Muslim grave?
I went to a Muslim grave.
Okay.
As I was standing next to the grave, and after some time when I read everything, the grave, it eventually opened up, and I saw this bright light. Yeah, and then after some time, I saw the person. I asked the person, what's this bright light? He said, oh, it's the light that's covering my bed. I said, what's the bed like? He said, it's the world's most comfortable bed. And then he's looking at me, I'm looking at him. Then I see two on either side, two people. So I'm asking him, what are these people, what are they doing here? He said, oh, they're here to massage me. And then I just, in shock, I'm looking at him, and then I've asked his permission, okay, can I leave now? And while he said yes, and then his he's called me back again and he said, listen, I want to say one thing. I said, yes. He said, please, go and see your mother. And then eventually I left.
Where is your mother?
She's buried here in
Here?
Oldham.
Oldham.
J.
Yes.
Oldham.
So because people of Barzakh, they can see different meaning, amals, they can see us better than we can see them actually. And he knows that, it seems he knows that the value of actually someone visiting, because it feels like you met a living person. That's how when you visit your parents, if you send reward from here, Allah bless my mother, bless my. So it's like you are sending gift. She is living in Pakistan, some mithai and or something, flowers are getting to her. But when you visit to Pakistan and see her, be with her, that's completely different. So when you visit the grave of her, it will be now, alhamdulillah, you've learned. Now when you will go, you will meet her, you will talk with her, she will show you whatever she has there, or the comfort and thing, etc. So it's no way, actually, then it's not as though she has passed away, died. She's as though, like Mullah Mustafa Sahab, actually, his mother is buried here every week. He comes and meets her, and if he doesn't, she actually complains and many times that she doesn't. So it's like actually, it's only we are just aware. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable you to actually more benefit and send reward to your mother, and one should serve the relative, like khala, your mother's sister, your mother's actually, that is also like serving the mother, and mashallah, may Allah bless you. Okay. और आगे आगे ये फाइंड करके रखें बंदे जो है ना, so that we don't have that.
So,
Walaikum salam.
so I've been having trouble seeing or imagining anything.
Right.
So my brother Majid took me to sort of one grave.
Right.
And was going to talk me through it and guide me through it.
Right.
So he went through the lataifs, and then he said, picture yourself and to do the golden breath into you so we become one. When I did that, then I could see things from your perspective. And he said, take a foot and into the resting place of Sheikh Abdul Aziz the Bar.
Right.
And I remember it from the photos and from when I was there. And we walked in, and my brother told me that Sheikh Abdul Aziz the Bar was there, and my father was there, and I could see it. And then you and me separated, and I was seeing it now myself. And I remembered when I was there, we were sat on the right-hand side, but because of the pictures, said to go to the left-hand side, where Sheikh Abdul Aziz the Bar's face would be. And we went there, and then he said, we're going to now take a step forward and into this grave, which is going to open up. And I was expecting to see something scary, but then my brother said, it's a big garden. And then I saw the garden, and the little boy playing, and the little boy running over to us. And then my brother said, you are now talking to the little boy. And I just had a little joke with him. And then my brother said, I'm going to leave you now. And then when he left, and I was thinking now for myself, I could see yourself, Sheikh Abdul Aziz Bar, my father, my brother, but I was trying to interact, and there wasn't much happening. And then I went to see what the rest of the garden looked like, and I could see a stream and a waterfall. And then I went to my father just to apologise. I tried to say sorry to him, but they just smiled and didn't reply. And they just kept smiling at me.
Your father has passed away, so that the people know.
So yeah. And then, then I tried to see what else was happening. Then I thought, let me just kick the ball with the little boy who was playing with two angels initially. And we were passing the ball, and then one of the angels kicked the ball hard into my tummy, and I felt me shooting off into space, and everything becoming small. And then the ball seemed to explode, and I thought it was the names of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam being scattered around the space. And then I remember being told, always think of you if something unusual was happening. So I thought of yourself, and I was back in the garden, and that was it.
Right. Now, this is a classic case, that, look, he was trying on his own first, because people don't understand. You explain to them 10 times, still they're missing something. So he was doing on their own, nothing's happening. So he got help from another brother trainer that, look, I guide you now. Like I said that actually. So many people, you all have ability. There's no one. Only thing is, like he was struggling in the beginning, but when he was guided because we don't have time to guide individually everyone as such. And so Sayyidina Abdulaziz Dabagh, his blessed father who passed away, and you were standing on like a children graveyard? You were? Okay. Yeah, children behave like children even in that world. When you see, the other day someone went actually in Ashton, and they wanted to meet and their son, or so they went with me just to, as I know from now and from the very beginning, no one should narrate anything because I've never mentioned anything. Even I've seen a mouse or an ant or whatever. I've never mentioned anything to anyone. If anyone says he's lying at all, then it's only other people I make see and then speak through them. So because that opens door of fitna. Let's say if I say once this, in whole of UK, there'll be fitna in the morning. But if you all see, then nothing happens. People come to you over, you mention to them, they said, oh yeah, we should have one. But for other people, it's a different case. So that's why I closed this door. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala closed this door upon me in a way actually that I meant. But so we went actually, so I let them actually experience. Their child was maybe 14, 15, and he was playing, like he is saying, football or something with children like there. And his mother, father is here. And they had to call him. And he came and was smiling and meaning meet. And it's as though he wanted to go back very quickly to the children. So we were saying, please leave me. And he went running again, playing with the children. So like that, you have seen the angels are playing, the children actually. That's how Prophet Islam mentioned that he saw children with Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam, that in Barzakh, that the children of believers and alhamdulillah, how their souls are. So the rest is alhamdulillah, your vision, and mashallah, you also interacted with. So this is the world which we will be going, and inshallah, and then from there to the next world, to the day of judgment is another world, and to akhirah. So this alhamdulillah doesn't increase as such. We already believe in the reward and punishment of grave, but this increases. Now you yourself are witnessing, like Ainul Yaqeen, not Ainul Yaqeen, but you have Haqqul Yaqeen because you kicked the ball as well. So you experienced, you are not only visionary, you participated in the scene. Anyway, thank you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Allah Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I was struggling initially the first 2 days, and I had a slight opening yesterday with the Murakabah Muhammadiyah. And then today I did myself at one of the graves. I did all the cleansing and I saw the lights, imagined the lights like normal. And then when I transferred, I went to Sheikh Abdulaziz Dabagh, his grave, rahmatullah alayh. And you were sat there next to me. And then when I was sending durood, a hand came from the grave and you gave me a flower. I tried giving you the flower, then you said, no, you need to give it to. You said, keep it. And then I went to the grave I was at, and stairs opened up. I went down, and it was like a large black box. And then Ustad Majid said, just imagine heaven and hell, see which one comes to mind. Maybe I'm quite a negative person, but I just saw when I looked right, it was like a big screen, I can see the hellfire through it, like there's flames through it. And then when I looked left, I saw a man against the wall being, knives being stabbed, and I was like, okay. And I think I said, La hawla wa quwwata illa billah. And I thought, I'm getting out of here. And I just went straight upstairs and I took ijazah permission from Sheikh Abdulaziz Dabagh, and I came back. And then I read Fatiha. I'm not sure. I mean, it was quite very spontaneous, like burst of images, but
Right.
inshallah.
Anyway, mashallah, you have alhamdulillah, experienced and seen, although they were spontaneous, because as they say, spirit is very powerful. It can go too fast, it can go to Medina, but we're trying to focus. Yes, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned what you said. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in the hadith, a window opens for the deceased, and he's shown paradise, and also he's shown hellfire and so on. So maybe that window you were seeing, and obviously there are both sides to it, punishment and reward. Okay. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase. And a person should make their habit to visit once a week and think about your akhirah. It just keeps a person in balance. Then it's much more interesting to just to see on something on Facebook or TV or anything, because they are artificial almost and temporal sometimes these are real, and it affects you because you yourself are witnessing. So inshallah, in the very harsh times and when there's shaitanic invasion, when a person can hold on to it and then be steadfast. Jazakallah, inshallah. Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum. I went to a Muslim grave.
Right. Now these all brothers are mostly who came this first time. They are first time experiencing sometime like that. Yes.
And there was no punishment there, but it wasn't colourful. It was just full of soil,
Right.
and the person inside it was just digging constantly, digging. He looked worried, and people want to talk to me. All he did was kept on digging, like as if he was trying to get out of there, and he just ushered me away.
Okay. Yeah. This is sometimes you see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the all just. He doesn't punish anyone more than what they've done. So different amal, like I gave you the example, some people were surrounded by ants, as I mentioning, and that representative used less toe. So this person is digging, meaning he's not in dire punishment as such, but he's not in like pleasure as well, but actually is in a struggle. Like in some time when you people put in jail, there are two kind of jail. One is you can sit comfortably, other one you have to do some work. So it seems he got a very light punishment, that he is struggling and to dig something and to do something which he did in this world. Now because this is a Muslim brother, we don't want to mention his sin. It is not good what it was, but we'll pray for him that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relieves him. So there are different, as I said, for everything there is reward for every. وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى. In atoms weight goodness, you also see. Atoms weight evil, you also, unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fadl. But mashallah, this opens the window of barzakh for you. So for now, alhamdulillah, big responsibility has come upon you to save yourself and others and inform others and things like that. Jazakallah. Mashallah. Allah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yeah, I went towards my grandma's grave
Mashallah.
and I sat there and I asked your permission whether the grave could be opened.
Right.
And there was loads of noor there and loads of fruits there as well.
Mashallah.
But a specific fruit which was a grape,
Right.
and she liked grape within this world. And yeah, that was really it.
Right. When did she pass away?
I think 2014, 13.
24 years ago?
No, 2014.
2014. Did you see her then here? Minute today when you...
Kind of.
Right. So mashallah, you see, person have emotional attachment with parents, grandparents. You want to feel separation, you love them. Well, that is the point, that we can be united with them permanently or separated them with them. Alhamdulillah, they are alive in the other world. So if we do good deeds, inshallah, we will be with them in Jannah and things. That's what we want, to save them, save other people who are living, who passed away. We can pray for them. Who are living, we can try to guide them. And alhamdulillah. But anyway, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us. He liked fruit refers to good deeds. That alhamdulillah, she is in a good place. Fruits are given. As I said, the barzakh. Barzakh is like this dunya, you may say. There are one bed flats. There is bed cities only. So some graves, people are just lying down, no punishment, no reward, but comfortably lying down. In some they are big, some 3 bedrooms, some garden, some actually this. They are different levels. Anyway, thank you. Brother Javed, yourself, Ajni. MashaAllah. Your son passed away as well. How many years ago was it?
2.5 years.
Oh, okay. So inshallah, he can be visited. He's in Ashton buried. So you can learn this or take a brother with you and mashallah, visit it even from here. MashaAllah. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Saba went to my grandma's grave and went through the dirt and could imagine himself went into the grave and it's a garden and just see my grandma there on a chair.
Right. So how was she? She was young or old, same age or what?
I couldn't see her though.
Right. Right.
Just a chair and in a garden.
Garden. Yeah. Okay. ठीक है, at least that, you know. So from here as well, so we don't have to finish only with the people. Oh, yes, brother. Sorry? Right. So it's also, inshallah, do not. Everyone, inshallah, will get.
Assalamu
Yes.
alaikum. I'm Murakabah from Manchester.
Yeah.
This is my first time.
Right.
I went to a Muslim grave. It was an elderly lady. As the grave opened up, we entered, and next moment we were sitting at the table with this lady. She seemed very tired. It was a wooden hut, very small house. Then she took us outside. She showed us her garden where she grew some groceries, and she also had some chickens in the garden. And that's it.
Yes, this shows that different people have different interests, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfilled their desires. Some people like farming, some people like sightseeing, and like we please children, whatever toys they want. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pleases His servants when they are good and gives them whatever their life they are living. But anyway, mashallah, that's good. Any from one from this side as well? We'll listen to others, inshallah, after even Asr if there is time. और भी कुछ लोग ताकि सबको मौका मिले वैरायटी सॉरी या इनको दे दें अल्लाह अकबर
Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम
I went to a Muslim gentleman. Now, the grave was open, but there was nothing inside. There was no coffin, there was no corpse, just an empty grave.
Right.
The soil was black and wet. So I was waiting and waiting to see something, but nothing happened because it's just empty.
Right.
Empty. And then I wanted to leave.
Right.
So just before I left, I wanted to leave just before that. A body sort of rolled down
Right.
from the side of the right side of the grave,
Right.
down into the center of the grave. But then there is a body of a lady in the wearing a gown,
Right.
but a lot of flowers over her. The only, I think she's dead. But then her eye, because she was lying like this, so the eye on the right sort of became very bright.
Right.
So she looked at me. I just looked at her. So
Right.
until I think that's all. And then after that, I left.
Okay. Sometimes what happens is that some of the spirits in the barzakh, they go and visit somewhere else. Because they visit like us, we visit each other. So sometimes you go to a wali and he's not there. He's either somewhere in higher level or somewhere went to visit his friend or went to visit the Prophet ﷺ. So it seems that person was not there, and this lady maybe came to visit him somehow. and you happen to be there. So, ठीक है, the prayer time is very close now, we'll read. And then, inshallah, if there are other, Brother Nakhil, and inshallah after Asr is their time, inshallah. But the main thing is that you get a taste and thing, and those who have still not touched it, they should. We are here for 2 days extra because some people are being trained further to administer. If someone, let's say, want to do this type of retreat in their own locality, home or center, they can be trained. It's not like I don't own anything as such as this. So they're there if you want to be further, settlement or guidance. And then, because this is just like opening part, then as you've seen the map of the spiritual ascension, it's very, very long, so one can attend retreat after retreat if high. And if a person is satisfied, I don't want anything more, I am satisfied, my belief is fine, alhamdulillah, I am satisfied, then he should get on with the mission to share and spread the message of Islam to others, alhamdulillah. Then he doesn't. But some people are interested to go more high spiritually. Okay, they can do that as well. And now and then retreats do happen every 2-3 months we have in locality. So now we will just do recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad 3 times and send reward to all people, and whoever is in any trouble, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alleviate. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul Huwallahu Ahad, Allahu Samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul Huwallahu Ahad, Allahu Samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد. الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, by your fadl and grace, accept the Surah Ikhlas which we have recited, or any other good deed which has been accepted from this morning. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, send the reward of it to the Prophet ﷺ, and by his wasila to all Anbiya, Malaika, Awliya, Ahl Bayt Ikram, Sahaba Ikram, Rizwan wa Ajmain, especially Ya Arhamar Rahimin, those brothers and sisters, Muslims buried here in this grave, or any of the relatives of actually the brothers who are present. Ya Arhamar Rahim, anyone who is being punished or in any way alleviate their difficulty, anyone who doesn't have reward, much reward in their, increase the reward and make all of their graves come one of the gardens of paradise. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, and enable us to prepare for this day, enable us to detest and abstain from those bad deeds which become means of punishment. Enable us to do those deeds which actually are means to reward and salvation. Ya Rabbal Alameen, Ya Arhamar. Enable us to prepare for our death and the meeting with you, and enable us to die with Iman. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sallam. Ameen. Jazakumullah.